Hello, all my water signs. Welcome to your weekly element reading. This is for all my Cancers, my Scorpios, my Pisces. We're going to be zeroing in on the dates of August 1st to August 8th. Of course, if you're coming across this reading outside of that time frame, then, Creator, Spirit are not bound by time or space. And so if your intuition and your gut brought you to here, I'm sure those messages for you. So I would go ahead and listen. But if you are listening to this between August 1st and August 8th, I want to focus on the date of August 8th, and that is 8-8, the Lion's Gate. So there is this extra energy that's coming through with that. And for me, the energy is kind of represented by the Strength card in the Major Arcana, which is number 8. And it has a lion on there. We're still in Leo season. It's the Lion's Gate. And so that lion represents like our human side, that part of us that is triggered by fight or flight. It's hungering for things, it's thirsty for things, and what it finds in the outside world doesn't make them less hungry for very long, doesn't quench their thirst, so they're roaring in the jungle wanting more and more, and their stomachs growling. And on that card too, there's this female character who represents our higher self, and she's the one that connects to the unconditional love that she is, and on the other side, and she's the one that comforts and gives the lion what it's looking for, which really is to be loved. It's looking for love in all the wrong places out there. And so this higher self is what comforts and gives the lion what it's wanting. So it changes from this roaring, growling lion into a little purring kitten. And that's the kind of energy that's coming into this week and carrying into next week as well. But for you, water signs, we're also going to pull a card here from the Healing with the Fairies Oracle, and we'll see what other message the Creator has for you for this upcoming week. So you've got some lovely energy there that helps connect you to your higher world, your higher self, to the Creator and Spirit. All right, what else do you want our water signs to know about this upcoming week, please? Okay. Oops, sorry about that. Let me just put these over there. And you got the Sexuality card. I know, oh no, run. But this really has to do with, and it's funny because, here's this big barrel here, this vessel. It's almost like the Ace of Cups feel to it for me, that it's new emotions, new feelings, like with all that energy coming in, for the first time feeling lovable, feeling desirable, feeling like you are whole and complete. And that's what kind of, with the right type of relationship and interaction, sexuality makes you kind of feel that way. When you first have those sexual feelings when you're young, it's new feeling, and it's almost can feel overwhelming, and sexuality can feel like it's never, it's like a hunger that's never satisfied when we're having our definition and all this stuff being pulled to the outside world. We never feel whole and complete, but in that proper, beautiful, unconditionally loving energy, it makes you feel whole and complete, like someone is filling up your heart. And so this energy that's coming here, this vessel, that is where we find in the Ace of Cups, and with you being water energy, cups is your suit as well. And so this is the emotions, this is your wholeness, your fullness of connecting with that unconditional love that is inside you. So, not looking outside for anything, but you have what you need within your own hands, within your own soul, because that is the connection there. Let's see what else the book says here about sexuality too, because that's all that was coming through, and intuitively from the other side is like, yeah, this is meaning for you. But it says your sexual self needs some attention. By drawing this card, you're urged to be honest with yourself about your sexuality and to take appropriate steps. Sexuality is an important part of life, not just to our physical self, but also to our emotional and spiritual selves. The fairy realm understands the unique joy that comes from sexual experiences. They know about the divine light that is created when you merge with a beloved partner. They understand the release that sexuality brings out. And by drawing this card, you're being guided to heal any sexual issues that may have arisen from negative experiences. If you were ever sexually abused, this card may signal a call for help from your inner self. You may be directed to seek professional counseling or support group to overcome negative sexual or body image issues or to heal a sexually unsatisfying relationship. The fairies will guide you to the appropriate resources so that you can be truly free to experience the dynamic aspects of sexuality. And the affirmation of this card is, my sexual self is attractive, healthy, and able to experience great pleasure. And, it's very interesting, that these come up in spirituality, but, it is such an important piece of what we experience here on this planet. It's one of the most enjoyable experiences that our soul gets to experience in the human body, because there's times where we're feeling in the heat of the moment, in that loving embrace, we're feeling the closest we do to feeling whole and complete, and part of one. It's almost like two people becoming one for this, time, and so it's that bonding that comes together. And when we have, experiences with that are not that feel empty, that we feel degraded, that we feel betrayed, all of that. It's so close to home and it's so close to our beingness as a human that it does influence a large part of how we define ourselves and our worth or our worthlessness. So it's really a important piece of our lives, and of course our generation talks about this more than any other has, or at least the current generation. My generation, was the first time, because I was born in the late 60s, so that was, I think, around the times where it was free love, man. That's the generation that started to be more open and talk about things around sexuality anyway. And then the generation that came after, in that time frame, that era was about going to counseling, understand our emotions, talking about what we were going through instead of keeping secrets and keeping things so hidden. And that continues to grow and grow and grow as people find resources to be able to talk about things and express themselves, and finding support, seeing that you were never alone, and that it wasn't intentional. We understand that the things that happen to us at the time were full of fear, and we don't get to see clearly that the other person's actions were all about them being in fear, and that they weren't in their right minds. Because when we go into fight or flight mode, we are literally out of our minds, and we're in fight. We either fight, try to control, or run and flee and freeze. And, those types of situations that come up. If we were in this place and things happened, like we talked about sexual abuse and other type of abuse, or just, anything that created pain in our lives, we think that it was personal and intentional and they wanted to hurt us. And as we get stronger, as we get clearer, and as we connect higher to our higher selves, we understand and see more, and we can, we never need to forget what happened, because that helps us not get into that situation again and not repeat those things if we don't want them to be repeated, right? But we can forgive the wrath. We can see that those individuals were not in their right minds, like I was saying, and that it wasn't personal towards you, and then you can just look inward for those things that you want to, grow, and those things that you're ready to move out of your energy field. And just as a memory, like I said, as an experience that you don't want to repeat or carry on to generations to come, and that you're going to allow that unconditional love canal to flow more, right? You're going to be able to remove these blocks out of the way to allow more love to flow, because you can only love others as much as you love yourself, and you can only receive love from others as much as you love yourself. And so this is a lot of an indication about focusing in on what's keeping you from loving yourself, and a lot of self-love. So I know that was very deep, and just know that it's all out of love, and that this is for you. It's not, judgment. It's not put any supposed to, shoulds, or any expectations. It's just a message that if you're ready, the energy during this week is available for you to help and assist you with that. We're also going to pull a card here from the Major Arcana from the Fairy Tarot deck, and we're going to see what other message the Creator has for our water signs for this week. Okay, I feel like that is it there. You got the Empress. So, interesting enough, the Empress number 3, she is all about femininity, about nature, sexuality. She's usually pregnant, new birth, new changes, new things. Time to take action, the power of creativity, success that allows for a life of luxury. But yeah, definitely getting in tune with nature. The number 3 definitely is about creativity and about flow. And again, she's usually, like I said, pregnant, and it's one of the few cards that represents sexuality. So it's just blown me away that these came up together here. So it's definitely a message about understanding your nature, and self-nurturing too. Is very much about that. It's Mother Nature, Mother Nurture. So making sure you're nurturing yourself and giving you what you need. And then lastly, we're going to pull a card here from the Minor Arcana. This is the Cups suit normally. They call it Summer in this deck. And so we're going to pick a card here from Summer and see what the last message is for you from the Creator. All right, Creator, what's your final message for our water signs for this week, please? Okay, I feel like that's the one there. Yep, you got the King of Summer, so honorable, devoted, mature, warm-hearted. King of Cups, a romantic partner who you can trust. Excellent advice that comes from the heart. Getting involved in a cultural or creative endeavor. King of Cups also for me represents Christ's love, and which is unconditional love. So it's definitely connecting to the love that you can trust, which is the stable, eternal, unconditional love of our Creator of all things, the Mother and the Father of all things. And this healing of sexuality and all that too allows you to see that, there is a place of love that you can turn to. And this is a general reading. So, it is saying that this work that you do on here and facing those blocks that you have with sexuality and romance and loving another, that, like I was talking about, you can only love others as much as you love yourself, and accept love. You find yourself when you go through these things here and you take the actions that you need to remove those things out of being central to your energy, that it opens it up and allows you to experience unconditional love for others and unconditional love for yourself. Not, having a lot of expectations on who someone needs to be for you, or thinking and having yourself under this pressure of what are they thinking, what they want, who you want to be. And you learn just to be yourself and express yourself, and it attracts people that love that. And it's funny how our human side, we always we get attracted to someone because of who they are. They're attracted to us because of who we are. And then we try to change to be who we think they really want us to be. What? Stay who we are, because that's what they were attracted to, and of course, as we evolve through life, we evolve together. If it's a true partner, and someone who's supposed to be there, everyone comes into our life for, a moment, a season, or a lifetime. And so we just can trust that anyone that we interact with is always a mirror for us, showing us what we want to see about ourselves until we see it. So if you keep bringing in the same type of person, you can look at and go, okay, what are all these teachers of mine, all my exes, what are they trying to teach me about me? How do I think about myself? Because that's what they're showing me, is how I feel about myself, right? So a very interesting week for you. I know it, but it's a very lovely and love-filled adventure for you. And just know that as you do go throughout this week, that every second of every day, you are indeed unconditionally loved by the Mother and Father of all things, our Creator. And I love you too. We'll talk to you soon. Have an amazing week. You take care.